As you know, Mwache Multipurpose Dam is a project which was conceptualized by Coast Development Authority long before 1995. However, the actual implementation of the project started in 2015 through partnership funding of the World Bank and the government of Kenya. This project is implemented under the Kenya Water Security Climate Resilience Project. The Coast Development Authority, being among the partners which are implementing this project, was tasked to implement the catchment conservation of Mwache. And in catchment conservation activities, we are concentrating on 4 thematic areas. These thematic areas include: one is the tree plantation or reforestation of the already degraded Mwache catchment area. And as you see, what we did for the last 1 year, you can see that tree seedlings have already now grown up. Over 250,000 seedlings were planted within the catchment areas. And that is one of the activities that was primarily our role within the implementation of the Mwache multipurpose dam. The other thematic area that we were supposed to undertake was the implementation of land use measures. And when I say land use, we were able to show or demonstrate the adoption of terracing, gabions, and contours for the farmers which are living within the catchment areas, so that we can at least emphasize on the conservation of soil and make good use of the natural resources that we have here. The third activity that we also were tasked to undertake was to capacity build the community user group. And these are the water resource user associations. And in that process of capacity building, we were to develop with the community sub-catchment management plans. We were expecting within this region of Mwache catchment, we have close to 24 RUAs. These are water resources associations. And up to now, we have capacity built and developed complete scams for 11 water resource user associations. The fourth thematic area that we are also concentrating in trying to achieve is a thematic area we are implementing jointly with our sister authority, and this is the Water Resource Authority, and that is the pegging and the marking of the Mwache drainage. We have already procured the contractor who is expected to move to the site probably by March next year. We are just trying to now address the issue of compensation for some few pubs, people who are going to be affected by the project. And that's also undertaken by another entity, the National Land Commission, who will identify the pubs and value their land and crops and adequately compensate the pubs. And from there, we are going to move to the construction site, and the contractor will possess the site from as early as March next year. And the purpose of the Mwache multipurpose dam was to adequately address limitations in terms of water supply to big towns like Mombasa, Kwale, and Kilifi. And we are planned to discharge 186,000 cubic meters of water per day for use in those cities. We will sufficiently have some more reserve in the dam, which we will definitely use for the purpose of food security. This includes fishing. It may also entail some farming activities, so that we also make the communities living around the dam area very food secure.
Then the other areas where we intervene is for those areas which have highly degraded, like big valleys. We come in with gabions. We plant some trees, some certain type of grasses, so that they help in the healing of the gullies. The other aspects of the recatchment management activities include terracing. The other activities we undertake, we have poor farming methods or activities in the locals, so we try to educate them on better farming methods. This in mind is that we have very many tributaries or some small rivers, and even on the main rivers. The community to some areas do their farming up to the riverbanks. This we want to discourage by riparian marking, so that we give a certain distance from the river where no agricultural activities are undertaken. This will help in slowing down the washing of the topsoil into the rivers.
We are doing an aspect of marking and pegging, and we normally mark and peg within rivers, and the real idea for us to mark and peg is to ensure that the water that will be going to the multipurpose dam that will be built will not be dirty. So we want to ensure our community, we want to ensure our rural members, so that they cannot be doing the activities near the rivers, so that the water, the water as it rains, all the soil will not be carried into the water, so that for us to get the water which will go to Mwache will be clean. So what we are seeing here on the ground, we are in Manzora Mienzeni catchment area, and we are moving down to the river to go and do an aspect of marking and pegging. Marking and pegging, it's one of the activities that we do in WRA, and it's in the Water Act 2016, and we normally mark and peg from minimal 6 meters. As the river is, we look at the width of the river, and we mark, that is the minimum, 6 meters is the minimum, and we normally look on how the river spreads, and we can mark to a maximum of 30 meters. So for us to mark and peg is to ensure that the community or the farmer does not cultivate near the river, so as to make the soil to be loose, in that when it rains, all the soil will be taken into the river. And our main aspect of doing that is to ensure that the water that will be going to the multipurpose dam that will be built is clean and is good for our consumption. There's an aspect of, the place where the dam is going to be built, there is compensation of the people who are living near the place, and they will be compensated and taken from those areas so that they can be taken to a safer place. In that when it floods, they are not they are not doing the cultivation, and they are not doing their development near where the dam will be built.
Kwa majina naitwa Juliet Care, na terasi hizo zimenisaidia kwa sababu shamba langu lilikuwa siwezi kulima lote, na hata naweza lima karibu eka 3, lakini mazao nayopata ni kama gunia moja tu. Lakini kwa sasa kama mwakani nililima eka 1 na nikapata gunia 3. Sasa upande wangu kwa terasi zimenisaidia sana, na shirika ambalo lilitusaidia ni shirika ambalo linaitwa CDA. Tulishikana na CDA, tuko na miaka karibu 3 hivi. Wanatusaidia sana. Hata tunaomba kama ni miradi ya kuzuia mmomonyoko wa udongo wazidi kutuletea, kwa sababu tunasaidia wengi. Tulianza na watu kidogo, lakini sasa ni kama kijiji chetu chote kimemaliza kuchimbiwa terrace.
Sasa kwa majina naitwa Nyawa Gurenyawa. Kutoka tuanze na shirika la CDA, hiyo mitaro imepotea. Hiyo mavuno nilikuwa nikilima napata gunia 1.5. Nilikuwa naona kama naingiliwa na watu wangu huko. Lakini kumbe nilikuwa sijapata mazingira ya kunisaidia. Sasa nilipopata shirika la CDA, nilikuwa nikilima napata gunia 1.5. Sasa juzi nashukuru nimelima eka zangu 2, nikapata gunia zangu 4.5. Bado ninakula mpaka saa hii. Hata sasa pia na matarajio kwamba nitavuna tena. Na tukapata hiyo shirika la CDA likatusaidia na kupanda miti. Tunaona sasa area yetu imekuwa green kwa sababu ya CDA. Inatusaidia kila upande.
And the terraces, okay.
Yeah, because there are different components. For the tree planting, it's a different component. For the terracing, specifically for the terraces, it's 283 hectares.
Hectares, 283 hectares, okay. Sasa tunasimama huko, si ndio? Ni katika hii part of this kijiji.
No, sasa ni kijiji kingine lakini
Pia una supervise ndio. Very good, very good. Hiyo early innovators kama hii msichana mna
Guama. Basi guama
Okay.
Right. Nyumbani pia
Works. So you'll find that as the sun deposits on the other side, vegetation grows on this side, thus also reducing the
tunajaza hiyo nini yote.
Mai.
Sura unaweka.
Unakaa hizo ndio. Ungeleta ile kubwa.
Ndio.
hawezi vile iko.
Yako hapa.
Hiyo chama.
J. Jo kidogo.
Okay.